Good morning, everyone. My name is Anna Anders, humbly here, one of the many founders of GLOBALPEACE.com. And we're a Peace Flag Initiative company, taking the concept of a few logos, actually 4 logos, and attaching them to a product line. So that's the initiative here, and creating the cause of peace from local to global, but also raising awareness within this initiative, raising awareness and drawing attention to the corruptness of the deep state cabal, globalist 1% parasitical elite. Trying to draw attention to that as well via our YouTube videos and anything that we share on these YouTube videos and social media platforms. You can go out there and Google YouTube and verify and clarify what we are speaking about. So, let me give you an example. Current day, the United Nations has out different agendas, hidden agendas that is, that you know nothing about, and that we don't know nothing about, myself included. But what I'm talking about, the 1% parasitical elite who put together, and when I say the 1% parasitical elite, I'm talking about the corrupt Queen of England, I'm talking about the corrupt Pope, and the corrupt Catholic Church with its pedophile network of pedophilia. And yeah, they were the original human traffickers by setting up those establishments of orphanages and dividing and conquering poor families from local to global. I know because my family was one of them. My grandfather had 38 kids, and his children were shipped off from corrupt, naughty Illuminati, Cleveland, Ohio, all the way across the country to Boys Town, Nebraska. It was a setup by the corrupt Catholic Church. And it didn't just happen to our family. It's happened to many, a lot of tribal, indigenous families as well. It happened to a lot of poor indigenous families from local to global as well. That can be verified and clarified. So I'm humbly Anna Anders here this Easter Sunday morning, and when I use the word mourning this morning, I'm using it as in a sense of mourning the great loss of truth, sacred truth from local to global, from past to present. So when I use that word, I'm using it with a poetic license, and I'm using it spiritually speaking. So, and when I use the word so, sometimes I use the word soul in place of it, because we all have a soul and a spirit and a heart and a mind, and we're all individuals on this planet, and that is to be respected and accepted by all, always. And anything beyond that is fabricated warmongering minutia that's been made up over the course of naughty Illuminati history. So, that's a lot I just said. The other thing they're making up these, this language, if you will. You know, the naughty Illuminati industry has been in business for a long time. Let me give you an example. Hollyweird. I call it Hollyweird. I used to live in California. My father had a business out there. We lived in Orange County. So I got to know Hollyweird a little bit. And plus, I had my own home in Orange County there, and Disneyland, or Disney Weird, actually was in my backyard. I mean, I literally would see the fireworks display that Disney put out every night in our backyard. So, no big deal for me, because I was never really, I don't know, I've never been attracted to the sparkles of Hollyweird and New York City that way. And speaking of New York City, my grandmother, my father's mother, my paternal grandmother, lived in Manhattan, New York her whole entire life in one place. And so I learned a lot about New York City and stuff. So when it comes to the 1% parasitical elite, the big ballers of corrupt Wall Street, they dominate and control it all. So, and yes, I'm talking about that corrupt non-Federal Reserve Bank. It's a private institution which they get to print paper money all day long and fund cash cows for any initiative that they want to put out into the streets and beat their drums about. So they've been doing this for a long time, and we've all been hoodwinked and distracted and protracted by their indoctrinations and by their hidden agendas, of their hidden hands, of the naughty Illuminati ones that we know nothing about. Current day stuff, I'm going to talk about. They are doing what's called weather warfare, and I just spoke to you about how the corrupt Catholic Church set up those orphanages. I have family actually, and factually, still out in Nebraska due to the separation of parents, and these are now adult children with their own children and grandchildren. And my uncle just recently passed out there in Nebraska. But what I want to say is, in his hometown there in Nebraska, they flooded it. There was no roads in and there was no roads out. And there was people in rowboats. So they flooded it kind of like Katrina, kind of like Hurricane Harvey, kind of like Puerto Rico. So what I'm talking about here is an agenda, like I said, that's a hidden agenda that we know nothing about, the hidden hands of the Illuminati ones. They're doing what's called weather warfare. They're doing what's called Agenda 21. Now, they want to utilize their scripted term of climate change. It's not climate change. The climate's been changing ever since God made the planet. It's man-made disasters is what's manifesting. And by the way, folks, learn the history of Red Cross and all these agencies that show up to rescue or pretend to rescue people out of situations, because they're there to what do I want to say? They're there not to necessarily help to heal the situation and bring people together. They're actually there to divide and conquer situations, what they do best. So, and to steal, kill, steal, maim, and destroy, and then take the natural resources within that geographic area. So this happens and been happening forever, and it needs to be exposed. So that's what I do as a peace activist on my social media platforms and on my YouTube channel. And I'll be doing this until they yank my videos, until they yank my social media platform. But then when they do all that, then I'm going to get out to the streets. And I know exactly how to raise awareness, because we had a missing family member here in corrupt, naughty Illuminati, Ohio. Gina de Jesus, or Gina de Jesus, was missing. She's our family member, my cousin Nancy's daughter. And with my cousin's permission, I hit the streets of corrupt, naughty Illuminati, Cleveland, Ohio. I was actually and factually on Ariel Castro Street for 2 years prior to the story breaking. So, doing my own activism work. And I don't need any badges or Purple Hearts or anything like that to acknowledge my activism work. That's not necessary. What is necessary, though, is to take my energy present day and to continue on with exposing the corruption and disruption of human life and human values from local to global. That is my responsibility and accountability. It's not only mine, but it's yours too. So, and if you choose to rest on your laurels about things, then that's on you. But I have seven beautiful grandchildren God has afforded me with, and I feel very emotionally and spiritually inspired and motivated to do what's necessary for their soul sacred futures. So that's why I do what I do on any given day. And a lot of days I don't have what do I want to say here, I don't have a lot of backing or support from even family members, and even, you know, it's like, how do I say this, other people within the community too. That's the best way I can say it. But it's not my job to shake and wake everybody up. It's their job to wake themselves up and to get with it. So I'm going to be doing more videos this week coming up. And this video is way too long, but I'm humbly Anna Anders. Research about Agenda 21, research about weather warfare that's actually and factually going on. I'm talking about HARP technology. I'm talking about directed energies weapons that they're utilizing. I'm talking about how the corrupt ones right in front of our faces pull stunts that are just horrific, and then people want to believe that a church steeple can catch on fire, how conveniently, the week before Holy Week. Now, those statues, the holy statues, were removed by helicopter the week before the church caught on fire, and prior to that, there was all kinds of stories reported about the condition of Notre Dame. So, when you add up and do the math, you can figure out it's another staged false flag, staged event. The church, the corrupt, pedophilic Catholic Church, globally speaking, looking for, how do I say, attention in the limelight here. But everybody wants to run and hurry up and fix that steeple because it was already aging and it was needing desperate care. So if you do your research, you'll find that out. I got to go. Video way too damn long here today. Have a great Ishtar weekend, because the word Easter came from Ishtar. I-S-H-T-A-R. Do your homework. All right, everybody. Talk to you later. Peace out on the planet and truth out always for everyone, everywhere, from local to global, especially the children. Thank you. Bye-bye.